the difference between Kent and Perez, with the Republicans with the lead. So obviously you can see there a difference between what students prefer and what current people in the community prefer in terms of candidates. Now, this number should be a little bit concerning for Republicans, because as we take a look at the 2020 election in Washington, 13% was the difference between the Republican Jamie
This is CR Weekly News as reported by Ainsley Morrissey and Ashley Treves.
Good morning, Rapids. I'm Ainsley Morrissey.
And I'm Ashley Treves. Thank you for joining us today as we bring you the news this morning, Friday, October 7th.
Students, there are new faces in the Counseling Center. Freshman year counselors, Miss Anderson. Sophomores, you have Miss Castle. You can visit the Counseling Center anytime you need support, whether it's mental health or school related.
Starting October 10th, the student store will be open during both lunches. The student store is located in between the upper and lower commons and sells snacks, drinks, and Columbia River merchandise. Please visit the store and support your fellow students.
Last week's conclusion to the Spirit Week was the Homecoming Assembly, where the nominees for the Homecoming Court was announced. As we approached the end of the Homecoming Week, the football team had its first homecoming game back on the newly named John O'Rourke Field on Friday night against Ari Long. After 2 years of the COVID-19 pandemic during the game's halftime, the announcement was made that the Homecoming Court nominee, Sophie Warden, was crowned the Dances Queen. As expected, there was many students, staff, parents, and alumni attending this face-off against the Lumberjacks.
The very next night came the highly anticipated homecoming dance, in which this school year's theme was Ignite and Grease. Members of Rivers ASB worked very hard to provide this event for students to enjoy, and their effort can be highlighted in their consideration for decorations, professional photography, as well as setting up a fun, exciting, organized environment for the dance.
Also, students, please remember that you should only park in your assigned parking spot. Teachers and CR staff come and go during the day, and just because a spot is empty doesn't mean you should park there.
Another way you can help out our staff here at River is by picking up your own lunch, garbage, and putting up chairs at the end of the day. Keep in mind our custodians are short-staffed.
In local news, a nonprofit located in Vancouver, Washington, Artsdale is running Poetry Moves movement. Students around Clark County can write poems, and they may be put up on a C-Tran. Buses, Arstra is doing this to inspire bus riders and embrace the arts, as their end goal is to build greater arts awareness, expand arts accessibility, and to reward creative excellence. There are 2 poems from every C-Tran bus in Clark County, and this movement will run until the end of September of 2023. If you'd like to read these poems on your own, you can do this on the Artstra website, artstra.org.
This month marks the final chapter in the historic election season. Our Talent Collins has a report on new midterm polling data.
On September 27th, CR News conducted a poll asking students 3 key questions about the midterms. The first question, were they aware of the midterms? Just 54% of students responded yes, and 46% of students responded no. Meanwhile, we asked students if they are aware of the congressional election in House District 3. 52% responded yes, while 48% responded no. Similar to the numbers of the midterm elections, however, a little bit less in terms of awareness for the local election. Turning now to our student poll concerning the candidates in the House District 3 race, 36% of students said that if they were 18 and eligible to vote, they would vote for Perez. Meanwhile, 6% for Kent. This number, obviously, there's a huge discrepancy when we look at this poll in comparison, of course, with the Northwest Progressive poll, a local poll that essentially asked people in the community. 3% was the difference between Kent and Perez, with the Republicans with the lead. So obviously you can see there a difference between what students prefer and what current people in the community prefer in terms of candidates. Now, this number should be a little bit concerning for Republicans because as we take a look at the 2020 election in Washington, 13% was the difference between the Republican Jamie Herrera Butler and Carolyn Long, 54,000 votes. Now, 13% and 3% are obviously a huge difference. That's 10% in Democrats' favor this election. So as you can see, the midterm election is shaping up to be quite contentious. We'll continue to monitor it closely right here on CR News.
Thanks, Talon. We'll have sports in a moment. Stay with us.
For last week's scores, on Friday, our football team faced off against Ridgefield, Long, and we chopped down the Lumberjacks, winning 28-7. On Tuesday, the volleyball team had an amazing performance against Fort and won, scoring 3-0. The soccer team took on Ridgefield on Tuesday, and they won, scoring 2-1. On Wednesday, the slow pitch softball team faced off against Hudson Bay and ended up wiping out the Eagles, winning 20-0. On Wednesday, the tennis team played against Fort and they won, scoring 5-1. Nefeli Mendez and Hannah Bailey took first for the cross-country league meet yesterday, and we ended up winning against the other schools. Good job, sports.
And they ended up scoring 5-1. Game today at 7 p.m. Tennis also has their home game today after school starting at 3:30 at Lakewood High School starting at 4 p.m. Slow-pitch softball is facing off against the Washougal Panthers at the home on Monday at 4 p.m. Cross country is having a league meet tomorrow at Tuesday. Volleyball is playing a home game against Vancouver at 7 p.m. Soccer is having a home game on Tuesday against RA Long at 7 p.m. Good luck, Rapids.
And that's weekly news for this Friday. I'm Ashley Treves.
And I'm Ainsley Morrissey. From all of us here at CR News, thanks for watching.